37 years of frugal living.
We're sharing strategies we wished that we had known from the very beginning.
Whether you're just beginning your frugal journey or you're a seasoned pro, this video is packed with tips that will help you get going and keep you motivated.
If you don't know us, I'm Larry.
I'm Hope.
This is Under the Meeting, where practical frugality meets real life.
Tip number 1 is to focus on first things first. Just like math, frugality has its own order of operations. And that means in order to get started, you need to make sure that you have a written budget. You need to make sure that you are paying off debt or you are debt-free. And then you're going to focus on goals for saving money and goals for the future.
Speaking of goals, you need to set realistic goals. Don't set a goal that you just can't meet, that's too large and too big, like a grocery bill that you want to cut by 50%. That's not reasonable. There's no way we could feed our family if Hope decided to cut the grocery budget by 50%.
Sorry, I was just pondering that idea for a very, very short second.
Oh, no.
Here's the truth. Here's what will happen if you do cut your budget on the food by 50%.
I'll starve.
That is exactly what your family is going to be saying within about 4 or 5 days. They will mutiny.
Yeah.
Here's what we suggest. We suggest what we call a stair-step approach. You're going to look at that overall grocery budget, and yes, you may be able to cut it by 50%, but you don't want to do that all at once. You're going to cut it first by 20%. That's honestly a pretty painless cut for most people. Then when your family sees that there's still plenty of food on the table, but you did meet your grocery budget goal, cut it by another 10%, then another 10%. Soon you'll be down to that 50% savings, and you will have done it in such a way that feels very authentic to you and your family. And at the end of the day, you're still going to have all your family on board.
Point number 3, track and analyze your spending. This is where you're simply going to write down everything that you're spending, and you have a way of going back over it and analyzing what you did.
This is the one mistake that we see people make. If people are living on a written budget and they are tracking all of their spending, I think the whole frame of reference is people begin to think, well, okay, so I know what I'm spending, so that's what I need to spend in that area. To get further down the road of frugality and to save more money, you have to analyze what you just spent. Where did the money go? Are you happy with the way that that money got spent? Are there ways that you can cut back on where that money was spent? That's the analyzing portion. What worked? What didn't? What habits are you going to continue on to the next month? That's analyzing, and that is probably almost as important a part of the picture as tracking the spending in the first place.
Point number 4, read and research frugality. This is where you want to spend some time, maybe in the evening, with a book that you got from the library about frugality, or maybe some online places where you can learn how to be frugal and develop some methods that you may not be using and apply those to your own method of frugality.
Or maybe you just want to binge watch our videos. And if that's the case, you want to make sure that you like this video and that you are subscribed to Under the Median. Tip number 5, grab the low-hanging fruit. You want to make sure that if there are areas of your budget that are super easy to cut, we refer to this a lot of times as finding the holes in your budget. Yeah. If your whole budget is like a colander, so you've got the colander that holds all the money that you make every single month, and the little holes are the different areas of your budget where you have part of your money that is going to those areas. Are you looking at the size of those holes and thinking, boy, I'll bet that we could close that hole up just a little bit? That's finding all of those holes in your budget, knowing where the flexibility is in your budget, super important, and taking those areas of flexibility and then harnessing those to their greatest potential and making sure that you're using those in order to spend less and save more.
These quick wins can really boost the momentum in your budget and give you a lot of quick confidence that you need to continue.
And speaking of finding areas that you can cut back, grab our free guide to reducing your expenses. It's 10 different areas of your budget that you can save money in. I walk you step by step through every single area and give you checklists along the way. The guide is free. I'm going to make sure that there's a link to it in the video description.
Avoid impulse purchases. And I think this is a very important category. If you're buying something on impulse, you're not really thinking very carefully about how you're spending your money. You're just reacting quickly to something that looks good, looks like it would be useful, looks like it might meet your needs, but you really probably haven't done the research to know, do you need the item? Is this the best priced item that I can get? Will it really meet my needs, and do I really need it?
Yeah, and how is that purchase going to affect your other goals down the line? I think that's the other thing that we really look at.
Exactly.
When you do impulse spending, you are responding to what? An impulse. There's some stimulus that happened that is making you feel like you want to spend that money. And we've talked about this before on the channel. People spend money because they're happy, because they're sad, because they're bored, because it's a Friday. There are lots of reasons that people spend money. And I think taking the time to really look at your own mindset and say, what is it? Honestly, that is making me think I need to spend that money. Once you look at that and say, what else can I do that is going to fill that need? If you're bored, can you go for a walk? If you're hungry, can you have a low-cost snack on hand so you can eat something before you call takeout? What can you do that's going to derail that impulse so you stop the impulse spending?
Point number 7, don't expect everything to go smoothly. This is not a linear process where you start here and you end up here and it's a gradual increase, because you're going to have some things like maybe your brakes need to be replaced on your car, or something happens in your home. You need work done on your furnace. There's always those unexpected expenses that might pull money out from what you had your goal set for something else. So just remember to expect the unexpected and allow that to come in. Use that money the way you need to and stay on course. Don't let it discourage you. Stay on course for what you had planned and you'll do okay.
You know, the number one thing you can have on hand that's going to help you with those unexpected life happenings? An emergency fund. I really should have said that earlier in this video when I said the order of operations. It goes up there, guys, with the order of operations. You need to make sure that you have an emergency fund, because when unexpected things like, let's just say your spouse has a really bad bicycle accident 7 days before one of your children is walking down the aisle to get married. Not that I'm speaking from personal experience or anything.
That happened.
Then you want to make sure that you have the emergency fund
Yes.
in your bank account so that you are ready to pay for the unexpected deductibles that you pay when something happens and you're completely and utterly not expecting it. Tip number 8, forget the Joneses. Forget them. Do not compare yourself to others.
Yes.
Don't compare your journey to others. Your job, your home, your kids, your car. I could go on and on. The possessions in your home. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You know what matters? It matters that you have a plan, that you're working the plan, that you know where you're going forward in the future, and you are making headway every single month on getting from point A to where you really, really want to be.
Yeah. Point 9, and this is another very important point, learn to wait. Take some time before you make a major purchase to determine all of the above that we've actually already talked about. Do you need the item? Does it exactly fit your need? Is it a good budget item? Can you afford it? Apply the 30-day rule. Give it 30 days before you make those major purchases. That gives you plenty of time. Chances are by the time you're ending that 30-day period, you decide you don't even need it because the issue's gone now. You don't even need the item. So apply that. That has helped us a lot. We don't try to do impulse buying. We try to wait and really think about it. I can't say that we've succeeded all the time. Hope and I are just human, and our human tendencies will come into play once in a while.
Tip number 10, automate savings. This is gold. I cannot explain to you how, if you're not automating what your savings and what your money is doing and where it's going every month, how much this is seriously going to help you. Now, I know most every person in the United States of America has their paycheck automatically deposited into their account. If you're not, you should be doing that if you can, because the money you don't see is the money you don't spend. You're not going to take out that $50 to go out to eat on Friday night because that $50 is already resting very nicely in your bank account. You would have to go to the bank and deliberately withdraw that money in order to go out to eat on a Friday night. Make it harder for yourself to spend money.
Yeah.
Put some roadblocks between you and the checkout lane. That is seriously going to help. One of the things we did is we opened a sub account last year at our credit union. We automate savings, $300 a month to go from our main account to that account. That money is to pay for all the deductibles that are not covered every single year on our dental insurance and our medical insurance. Because we realized at one point, we had to dip into our emergency fund to pay for some dental work for Larry. And I said, you know what? I don't feel like that should be happening. I feel like we need a separate account where that's set up, it's set aside, so the next time that happens, our emergency fund stays intact, and instead we draw money from that account.
Practice mindful spending. By doing this, you're going to be aligning your spending with your own values and goals. This helps you to buy things that really mean a lot to you. You're not just spending money to be spending money.
And you'll have a lot less buyer's remorse by aligning that spending with your values and goals. This next one is one that is near and dear to our heart. And that is, if you are beginning frugality or you are way into your frugal journey, either one, you need to figure out how to have fun without spending money. We became masters of this when we were raising the 4 boys on a low income. We figured out so many different activities that we could take them to and do with them that did not cost us a single red cent, except maybe the cost of gasoline to get to and from, maybe sometimes a very small entrance fee. And we always took along like our lunch and had a picnic lunch while we were at whatever activity we were attending. And we might buy them a little ice cream or something, just as a little special treat. We did bake in those special treats, but we have never had a lot of what we would call discretionary fun money, which includes going out to eat. We seldom did that with the kids. And we figured out ways that we could do it and still maintain a price point that we were comfortable with.
Reflect and adjust. And this sounds exactly like it means. Take some time to reflect on your spending habits and your financial goals to make sure that you're making the necessary adjustments. By setting aside time for this will help you to make your money spending more meaningful and more purposeful.
And why is this so important? Because it will help you do the one thing, which I have not mentioned this word during the entire video. I'm going to say it now. It will help you to prioritize what is most important to you.
If you're looking for a way to stretch your budget and cut your grocery bills, Hope and I did a video where we went through various techniques that you can use in the grocery store without cutting coupons. Yes. And that will help your family to have a lot more delicious meals at home at a lesser cost. It's right over there.
It will help you to prioritize what is crap. Try it again.